Welcome to Teddy's Workspace. Let's get started.
Hey everyone, today we're diving into some of the most bizarre and hilarious facts about Canada. You know, our neighbors to the north, they're known for their maple syrup, their love of hockey, and apparently, some really strange stuff. Trust me, you won't believe some of these. Get ready to have your minds blown, eh? Alright, first up, we're talking about Canadian currency. It's fascinating how each coin and bill tells a story about the country's rich history and culture. Now, I love a good loonie as much as the next guy, but apparently there's a limit to how many coins you can use at once. Yes, you heard that right. There's actually a law about it. It's true. In Canada, it's illegal to pay for items using more than 25 coins at a time. This law is meant to keep transactions smooth and efficient, preventing any holdups at the counter. Can you imagine trying to buy a cup of Tim Hortons coffee with a mountain of nickels? It would be quite the spectacle, wouldn't it? The line would be out the door. People would be tapping their feet, checking their watches, and probably getting a bit impatient. I guess Canadians must have some seriously strong wallets to carry all those coins around. Imagine the weight of all those loonies and toonies in your pocket. Thankfully, with the rise of digital payments and credit cards, we don't have to worry too much about carrying a ton of coins anymore. But it's always good to know the rules, just in case you find yourself with a pocket full of change. Next up, we're heading to the beautiful province of Newfoundland and Labrador, home to, wait for it, dildo. You heard me right, folks. There's a town in Canada called Dildo. I can't even imagine what goes through your mind when you see that sign on the highway. I bet the residents have a great sense of humor, though, and hey, maybe they have a killer tourism industry. Welcome to Dildo. We've got a funny name, but that's not all. This charming little town is nestled in a picturesque setting, surrounded by stunning natural beauty. Imagine waking up every day to breathtaking views of the Atlantic Ocean and lush green landscapes. The community here is tight-knit and welcoming, always ready to share a laugh with visitors. They even have an annual festival called Dildo Days, where locals and tourists come together to celebrate with music, food, and fun activities. So, if you're ever in Newfoundland and Labrador, make sure to stop by Dildo. It's a place that promises not just a memorable name, but also an unforgettable experience. Okay, get ready for this one. Canada is home to the world's smallest jail. Located in Rodney, Ontario, this tiny lockup is just big enough to hold one person. Can you imagine being stuck in there? Talk about solitary confinement? I bet they don't even have a bathroom. You gotta follow the rules in Rodney or you're going to be very, very lonely. Chapter 4. All right, this next one is out of this world, literally. In St. Paul, Alberta, you'll find a UFO landing pad. No, seriously. It was built back in 1967 as a tourist attraction, and apparently it's still there today. I guess even aliens want to experience the Great White North. Maybe they're coming for the poutine, or maybe they heard about Dildo and wanted to check it out for themselves. Chapter 5. Now let me take you on a journey to a place where the drinks are as wild as the landscape. I consider myself a bit of a cocktail connoisseur, always on the lookout for unique and interesting drinks to try. But this next Canadian tradition has me saying no thanks. In Dawson City, Yukon, there's a drink that truly stands out. They have a drink called the sourdough cocktail, and it's not your average cocktail by any means. And it contains, wait for it, a real human toe. Yes, you heard that right. A real preserved human toe is the star ingredient. Yes, you heard that right. People come from all over just to try this bizarre concoction. People actually pay money to drink this thing. It's a rite of passage for the brave and the curious. I don't know about you guys, but the thought of a toe in my drink is just too much for me. But I think I'll stick to my regular cocktails. Give me a classic martini or a mojito any day. No toes for me, thank you very much. So, would you dare to try the sourdough cocktail, or are you with me on this one? Chapter 6. All right, this next one is for all you kids at heart. Did you know that Canada has its very own Santa Claus post office? It's located in the North Pole, naturally, and kids can send letters to Santa and actually get a reply. I mean, how magical is that? I bet Santa loves kicking back in Canada during the off-season, sipping on some maple syrup and playing some hockey with the polar bears. Okay, this next one is a bit of a head-scratcher. There's a town in Quebec, Canada called asbestos. Yes, asbestos. Like the hazardous material. I'm not sure who thought that was a good idea, but hey, at least they're honest. Maybe they could consider a name change, though. I hear Maple Syrup Falls is still available. All right, this next one proves that Canadians take their fun seriously. It's called Yukigassen, and it's basically competitive snowball fighting. That's right, folks, they've turned snowball fights into a sport. I can just imagine the commentators now. He's winding up for the throw. It's a direct hit. Oh, and he's down. What a snowball. Now, it's time for something a little sweeter. Let's talk about Nanaimo bars. These delicious treats are named after the city of Nanaimo, British Columbia. And let me tell you, they're good. We're talking layers of chocolate, custard, and coconut, all on top of a graham cracker crust. I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. And finally, we're ending with a town that could use a little help with their PR. The town of Tisdale, Saskatchewan, is known as the land of rape and honey. Now, before you get any ideas, I should clarify that they're talking about canola. Apparently, there was a bit of a misunderstanding when they came up with the slogan. I guess they didn't realize how it would sound to, everyone else.